Well, as you can see, I'm surrounded by video of the wildfires from last year. You realize it has been exactly a year since those wildfires broke out in our viewing area. We reported on 27 wildfires that were burning at one time. And as we head into this year's wildfire season, many can't help but to remember the hectic times from last year. At one time in the state of Georgia, there were 4,000 fires burning, and in Tennessee, 67 were burning at one time. Our Michelle Herron explains what crews learned from those fires last year, as well as where the rainfall totals stand today.
More than 200 acres burned here in a wildfire at Prentice Cooper State Forest. Officials say that area is now pretty much back to normal, but there are some places where you can tell were affected. Jim Lane with Tennessee Division of Forestry says without the response of volunteers and other forestry teams from across the country, the damage would have been a lot worse. Last year's conditions in our area, Lane says, were the worst he's seen in his 39 years of experience as a forester.
It was so extremely dry. The roots were burning out underneath the trees. Anything and everything was just smoldering. Like I say, we'd put out a fire and contain a fire, but we'd still have to contend with it because everything was still smoldering for a long period of time. Normally we'd get a rain and put the fire out, but not last year.
The months of drought and lack of rain are what contributed to the wildfires. As we head into wildfire season this year, Channel 3 meteorologist David Carnes says things are a little bit different.
So far this year, we've had times when we've been about 10.5 inches above our average rainfall, but we haven't seen much rain in the past 2 or 3 weeks, so that number has gone down. But still, we are so much better off this year than we were last.
Even though rainfall totals are looking good right now, officials here at Prentice Cooper State Forest say that the threat of wildfires is still there. So they stress the importance of being mindful when burning and using campfires. Reporting in Hamilton County, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
October is National Fire Prevention and Safety Month, an important time to do a safety check at your house. Experts say check your heaters before we get into colder weather. Make sure there are no objects nearby that can catch fire, and make sure your smoke alarm works. Firefighters say it's a good idea to go ahead and change the batteries.